fasting ceremony. Great honor. As is customary during weddings, and as requested by Chester, we will do a reading from the Holy Bible. Please be seated for the reading. Yea, and from there Elisha went up to Bethel, and as he was walking along the road, some boys came out of the town and jeered at him. "Get out of here, Baldy," they said. "Get out of here, Baldy." He turned around, looked at them, and called down a curse on them in the name of the Lord. Then 2 bears came out of the woods and mauled 42 of the boys. This is the word of the Lord. Now we will proceed to the introduction. For those who may not be familiar, a hand fasting ceremony is a bit different from a traditional wedding ceremony in that it recognizes that love, like life, is dynamic. Traditionally, these ceremonies were done in Celtic lands, and vows would be taken for a year, or they could be taken forever, because those Celtic ancestors understood that love can change from moment to moment, that every couple is, as is every relationship. Chester and Nagi have chosen to commit to one another today for the rest of their lives, and we're here to celebrate that, no matter what the future may bring, the connection between souls is eternal. I have a brief sermon. I've known Chester and Nagi for years, and it brings me a great joy to be able to officiate their hand binding. I have personally witnessed the evidence of the connection between their souls. In the time they've been together, I've seen both of them change for the better. Their happiness has multiplied, their troubles have been divided, and they have already weathered storms together. We're not here today to forge the bond between these two. We're too late for that. They began that work a long time ago. We're merely here to bear witness, to formally recognize and to celebrate that bond. What we do here is largely a formality. It is far beyond our humble power to add or subtract from the splendid bond these two have already wrought with their own hands. As we proceed with the ceremony, please keep in mind that this sacred ceremony is a milestone in the long walk and the long road you keep in mind the times, good and bad, that you've experienced, and imagine the future to come. Now we will proceed with the ceremony. Please rise. Nagi, Chester, let there be no mistake. While the tradition of hand binding recognizes and accepts love as dynamic in nature, it is not to be entered into lightheartedly, because it is a sacred vow. The vows you make today signify that your souls are bound eternally, whether or not your bodies are. You make these vows today with the understanding that you are committing to be a partner to one another and to honor the connection your souls now share with one another. Vows are sacred and they should not be easily broken as in sight of these loved ones as witnesses. Knowing this, Nagi and Chester, is it your intent to enter into this commitment to one another? If so, please answer, it is. Wonderful. Then let us begin. Chester and Nagi, you will be making 4 vows in total to one another before me and these witnesses. For each, I will ask Nagi to speak his commitment first, then I will ask Chester. Once they have affirmed by saying I will, we will move on to the next. Nagi, will you share in Chester's pain and seek to protect him and ease him from it? Chester, will you share in Nagi's pain and seek to protect him from it and ease him of it? Then let the binding be so. Nagi, will you share in Chester's joy, rejoice in it with him, and look for the best in him always? Chester, will you share in Nagi's joy, rejoice in it with him, and look for the best in him always? And let the binding be so. Nagi, will you share in Chester's hopes and dreams, and work with him to fulfill them? Chester, will you share in Nagi's hopes and dreams, and work with him to fulfill them? Then let the binding be so. Nagi, will you honor and respect Chester, treating him as an equal in this bond? Chester, will you honor and respect Nagi, treating him as an equal in this bond? Then let the binding be so. And we'll tie on the 4 knots. The knots of this binding are not formed by these cords, but instead by your vows. Either of you may drop the cords, for as always you hold in your own hands the making of this union. Before exchanging rings, please join your hands, and with your hands, your hearts. These are the hands of your best friend, young and strong and full of love for you, that are holding yours on your wedding day, as you promise to love each other today, tomorrow, and forever. These are the hands that will work alongside yours, as together you build your future. These are the hands that will passionately love you and cherish you through the years, and with the slightest touch will comfort you like no other. These are the hands that will hold you when fear or grief fills your mind. These are the hands that will countless times wipe the tears from your eyes, tears of sorrows, and as in today, tears of joy. These are the hands that will tenderly hold your children, that will help you, family as one. These are the hands that will give you strength when you need it, and lastly, these are the hands that even when wrinkled and aged, will still be reaching for you, still giving you the same unspoken tender touch. Now that the binding ceremony is complete, it is time to seal that bond with the exchanging of your vows and your rings. The ring is significant faiths because it is a symbol of unbrokenness and completion. Together, you are now one. Nagi, please present your vows to Chester. Sorry, we didn't exactly have a rehearsal. So, Chester, please present your vows to Nagi. That has been the attitude, yes. I'm proud to accept the blame for that. Beautiful. Now, before these witnesses, we will seal the bond with the exchange of the rings. From this day forward, you two are one. You will share your joys, your pains, your dreams, and your burdens, and walk through life hand in hand as your love grows. Everyone, Chester and Nagi have proclaimed the bond of their souls together in sight of these witnesses. And based on the strength of that bond, and by the power vested in me by the Universal Life Church and by the state of Washington, I now pronounce you married. Please seal your bond with a kiss. Accepting.
Woo! Woo!